is unfundable. Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get to the chopper! Price go up.
Gigantic fusion reactor that just works.
Multiple income streams and real yield.
Ooh, yeah!
Cheats can no longer dump on your heads. The revolutionary decentralized finance protocol. Fusion reaction in T-minus 3, 2, 1. Fusion!
You don't know the power. The math is unfundable. Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
The mothership. And what's it gonna do? Everybody excited?
Oh, hell yeah.
In my creation!
Fusion.
Get ready to rumble.
Fusion.
Gotta do a huge shout out to Cool Sheet. That song just hits.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? It's AJ. And this is the official EMP live stream. Sorry, got a lot going on right now. Grover, our special guest for tonight, just left, but I think it's his internet. Let me try to get him back on now as we get started here. As a lot of you know from last week, LA is in consensus right now, which is getting some great connections, some marketing, some other in-person meetings with some of our emperors. So shout out to her. And all right, I think Grover's back. Let me add him here.
Sorry
Hey,
about
there
that.
he is. Yeah,
Sorry
no worries,
about that.
Grover.
Press the wrong
Yeah.
button and off I go.
Yeah. Well, welcome back, man. Glad to have you here. Again, a special guest this evening, my co-host with the most, while LA is out of town. So, all right, we're going to jump right in. Let me go ahead and, well, before we get started, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us, again, get the word out and helps with the algorithm. And the interest is coming back into crypto. We can kind of start there. You know, the markets have been looking really healthy. You know, ETH coming back. I think sentiment is also here, which is important. Even with some dips down to about 100K Bitcoin, we have recovered really nicely. Even ETH, you know, dropping down to about 2,500, but getting bought up really nicely, which is really a good sign. I mean, obviously, we like to see the price appreciation, but you know, and when tokens do dip and there isn't the buying pressure, that is a sign that we're really not in the bull run yet, or at least we have lower to go. But now I think we're seeing those dips being eaten, which means we can tread sideways for a while and then have our next leg up. So I think things are really coming together. We'll talk about all that tonight and some other bullish things. But anything you want to add before we get started, Grover?
No, I totally agree. We're on the cusp of the bull run. I mean, like we've got retail starting to go in. Banks over in America are starting to be allowed to use crypto. Everything's
sure.
all primed for booming.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. And you know, that is a great point about retail. I saw a chart the other day of Google Trends, and another great way is to monitor, people searching for crypto through Google and other search engines, and that's really when you start to know that retail is coming back in. People are getting excited. My famous saying is, when your grandma starts asking you about Bitcoin, that's usually a sign of the top. So, yeah, my grandma hasn't asked me yet. So,
the Google trends are heading up on Bitcoin. Yeah, everything's primed to go, and we're primed to go with it.
yeah, absolutely, brother. So, all right. So, in terms of EMP, again, tonight's going to be a little bit short and sweet. We don't have a ton to go over. And then next week, we're going to be taking a week off. So, if you have any questions, as always, please remember to type that in the chat as we get going. But one of the big news, and again, amazing for EMP specifically, and DeFi, is that the vaults are officially rebooted, and we have broken the 1 million TVL mark. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. It may be down a little below 1 million now that the market settled, but as of earlier today, we were over 1 million. Let me go ahead and open this. Bear with me here. All right, and we are starting on Base and Sonic. Those have been the two most profitable chains in terms of yield. But we are adding BSC. Obviously, it'd be great to be able to have our EMP and eShare vaults back and running. I know Grover's done some amazing jobs, curating those specific vaults, so they will be back. But as of right now, it's only Base and Sonic. All right, let me open it up here. All right, so yeah, all right, so TVL is down a little bit. We may be moving some money around, but it was over 1 million a day ago. So that being said, though, that's really bullish. I mean, I thought it would take a while for us to get even close to 1 million, knowing that people may be a little scared of going back in after the hack, but everything has been bulletproof. Like I said, we've gone over some of the stipulations of what we've done to make it bulletproof based on the last attack. Everything is now on time rated multi-sigs. Even if a transaction is pushed through in terms of editing the code, you have to wait 24 hours, which gives us plenty of time to intercept any malicious issues. But we're earning again, which is more important. So remember, there is a fee that we take on all the profits. So again, if you're earning, we're earning, and that goes directly to supporting DexFi or GDEX token and EMP. So again, revenue is going to start ramping up again through fees of the vault, and with that, more TVL means more volume, more LP means more earning, which means more fees for us. So if you haven't entered into the vault again, I would highly recommend it. Again, Sonic and Base, there's some great. I'm on a test wallet here, but there's some great pools. Let me go. I mean, obviously, be careful, but
Yeah, be
yeah,
careful. Remember, higher APR means higher risk.
Yeah, 100% Grover. So again, Fartcoin at almost 4%, looking really juicy. But remember, it's Fartcoin, so you got to be very careful. More like Grover said, the more higher that daily is usually higher the risk. I was gonna show one I really like down here. That is a little more high risk, but has been printing really well. Let me try to search it.
I always find ones that are linked with Pendle are good yield ones.
Yeah, absolutely, Grover. Pendle's been a monster, and that I would even consider becoming more of a blue chip, where we're not seeing a ton of you know volatility to the downside. Um, Anon was on a dead man. Where is it? There it is. Here we go. Banker. All right. So I'm a fan of this. I know we have a lot of exposure to it. It's been averaging about 1% daily. And again, obviously high risk. It is a bit more of a volatile coin. But with 2 million in liquidity, and again, the main pair being with ETH, it's been pretty steady. So that's just one. Again, we can do more suggestions as we go. And remember too, we now have the leaderboard feature. So you click on leaderboard, and that will show you all the best APRs on blue chips, most TVL, most popular. This is a great way to see everything at kind of a quick glance, so that you can get involved. And then last but not least, if you don't see a farm that you would like, or a vault that you would like, you're also able to add it now. So we have the farm request, and here are some ones that you can add. Again, it's super simple. You create proposal, and all you have to do is paste the deck screener link. It pulls all the data that we need. So super easy. If there is a coin that you see a lot of volume on, just remember it has to be on Base or Sonic. And we have some SwapX coming as well. So yeah. All right, that's the high level overview of the vaults. We are now back up and running, and things are looking great. So have you had a chance to enter any Grover? I know you've created some great strategies, but maybe for
To
BS
be honest, I haven't had a chance to create any vaults at the moment. I've been busy doing other things, and but I've
for
got
sure.
my eyes on a couple on Base, because I'm a big fan of Base. Also, I haven't got anything bridged over to Sonic at the moment.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Awesome.
I do know that in the DexFi chat, they are starting to get really pumped and amped about the vaults being up and going, and obviously a lot of people asking for more chains. So hopefully that'll happen soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, again, in terms of our timeline, and that is another point I want to bring up. I mean, we have all hands on deck right now, getting the vaults up and running. Everything is looking really good. And, we can then divert some effort into everything else that's on the list. I know all of you have been asking about the migration. That is still happening for legacy contracts. We'll be adding farms and new vaults to DexFi every day. So that'll slowly but surely be updated. And then last but not least, again, the bonds, treasury bonds. So that is another next step here. With now that we do have the vault up and running again, everything is starting to move again. So we will have treasury bonds ready. That is a 50-50 split on those. It's easy. ETH in, ETH out. It will be basically a wallet that you own, and then we put that wallet into the vaults, in some of the most highest paying vaults, to generate yield. So if you are still a little bit overwhelmed with the vault, that would be a great way to do it. And 50% of that goes to paying everybody out that was affected in the hack. And then once that is made whole, then we're able to put more of that percentage to the users that own that wallet. So it's a great way to help the ecosystem, but also make money for yourselves, and really help us get back on track even sooner. So, and if you were affected from the hack, we'll have instructions on what to do. We have everybody's wallet address. We'll airdrop you what we call an escrow token, and that will be paid out from the treasury bonds every week or every month. So, well, again, we'll have a whole breakdown on this. Jake, or Dex CEO, and I will have a fireside chat, a meme article, everything you need to know on what's coming forward. So, all right, awesome. Grover, why don't you explain to everybody a little bit about how we're able to take profit in EMP the right way? And we say the right way, meaning, that it doesn't hurt the chart. People are still trying to sell into very thin liquidity when they still can sacrifice EMP and sell their microgrid. So you want to go over that really quick?
Definitely. I mean, like the best way for the ecosystem is to take your profits through the marketplace. I mean, like there's some really really good bargains in there, and obviously you can pick up a lot, which is actually good. It means that anyone that's looking for bargains can go in there, grab the cheap stuff, and in all honesty, if you want to make a little bit of profit on the side, you can, for example, you can grab your sack at 2 cents each, clear the floor, so it's about 3 cents, which isn't that much to actually clear, and then repost a portion of them again at 2.5 cents, and make a little bit of profit on top of earning. On top of increasing your bag. But the main way that you really need to be taking your profit or selling out is by sacrificing your EMP and then going through the marketplace. We understand that obviously with the difference between the peg bonus and how much you can get on the marketplace, there is a difference, but with how quickly the microgrids are coming off the marketplace, it won't be that long before the difference between the sacrifice price and the marketplace price aren't that much. And I can see that coming very quickly.
Yeah,
Obviously,
absolutely. Yeah.
Obviously, if you want to take profit through by selling EMP, that is your choice, but you are going to be getting slammed with slippage, because there is only limited downside liquidity, and that's done to try and slow down any backslide, and to help push peg back up. It's really important, and if you are buying off the marketplace, please remember to use some of those funds to put some pressure on EMP as well. I mean, like if you've got $100 and wanting to spend that on the marketplace, buy a portion, buy a portion of EMP with it, and sure, go to the marketplace and scoop up some deals. But we really, as much as we can put in systems to help support peg, help try and push peg up, we do need the community involvement to help push it up as well. There's only so much that can be done behind the scenes to push it. Totally understand people are tapped out, people are cautious, and all of that, but we've really got to band together and try and put as much buy pressure on EMP as we can, and then the systems that we put in place to help increase peg work much better, and then we can get the momentum going. And that's what I want to see. I want to see us having the momentum we had not that long ago. It really wasn't that long ago where we were doing 250k EMP sacrificed in a week, and if we can do that, that's 1 week, and we're at peg.
Yeah, no doubt, Grover. Great stuff, man. And I agree. I mean, we're doing everything we can. We've built an economic model that is self-sustaining. Unfortunately, we're getting people that want to exit right before the finish line, and that is, destroying the chart. But to Grover's point, it goes the other way really quickly as well. So, even though people are selling into small liquidity right now, if people buy into that small liquidity, it shoots the price up for sure. And again, we obviously have, reserves, and now that the revenue streams are kicking in again, we definitely will be supporting that, but we also don't want to just provide, exit liquidity at lows. So what we are probably going to start doing more is actually sweeping the floor of these microgrids, again, and burning them. So that way, everybody's ownership, goes up over time. And those that are doing it the right way, again, I have the right way in air parentheses or air quotes, but sacrificing and then selling through the marketplace is the best way. So we'll definitely start buying the floor on a lot of these undervalued microgrids, and hopefully that will start, alleviating
I believe
some
that's
of the
currently near what's
yeah.
yeah. I mean, like the sacrifice at the moment's 3.7 cents, and it would have only taken around about 10K to clear the floor up to just about that.
Yeah, totally. So again, there's a lot of opportunity, and for all of you, again, once the floor is cleared, then you're better off buying EMP off the market and sacrificing that. And it is a game of attrition. I mean, there is only so much EMP. So although right now it's really hurting, eventually there is a more EMP, and those that were exiting are either missing out or having to get back in at a much, much higher price. So again, I know it's frustrating. I know, the whole system is designed to get rid of, the whales dumping on us, and that is still the case. But the system needs time to get rid of that EMP, and then it isn't an issue at all. So we're
The
still
other
on
thing
track.
is,
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry, the other thing
Yeah,
is, I mean, like if we've got buy pressure, then the active liquidity management that is happening, and we can pull up the bottom ends to help support the floor. I mean, like if
for
we've got
sure.
the buy pressure, we can pull up the bottom end, and then we're not providing massive amounts of exit liquidity for the people to sell. They still can sell. We're not stopping anyone from selling. We're just trying to enforce sensible selling, not dumping large amounts to dump the price.
Yeah,
Keep
absolutely.
on pulling up that bottom end and helping support peg.
Yeah, no doubt, Grover. So, all right. So, and then on that note as well, again, we haven't been hitting our community challenges, but we are looking into maybe incentivizing deposits a different way again. So, nothing's set in stone, but Grover and I and John have been going over some math. I think we may have a tiered system coming. Again, Grover, I know everything is subject to change. But do you want to talk about that, or you think it's still too early?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, a while ago we put into place the if we don't reach the community challenge, we don't have prizes for the competition. Now that was put in place to try and incentivize people to really get buying EMP and sacrificing. I think it's not being as effective as we thought. So. The other reason we did that is we don't want to be handing out EMP and not really causing anyone to buy any more EMP either.
For sure.
So what we're looking at the moment, and there's still some numbers to be done, but we're looking at having to go over the amount of the prize. So we've got the 12,000 prize per week. So the challenge has to at least reach a certain amount over the 12,000 EMP sacrificed, and then proportional to how close we get to making the challenge is proportional to how much of the prize you get. So, for example, if we get 25% over 25% over the minimum amount we need to sacrifice, then the amount of the prize, you get a quarter of the prizes distributed, 50%, 75%, and so on. The numbers for that have yet to be figured out what's going to be the best way. But I believe, and from what we're talking about, I believe that's a good way to be able to give people a good incentive to keep on sacrificing, which the community is doing a wonderful job, and we do understand people are tapped out, but everyone is doing a wonderful job, and having just that little bit more incentive to go, well, we can reach 10%, 25%, 75%. whatever. We may not reach the the full community challenge, but if we can at least give you incentive to just push that little bit more, just to get over that next level and get some more prizes happening, that's the direction we're looking at.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, Grover. I agree 100%. And again, we've already given away almost 70 grand of EMP, as you can see up here. So obviously, we want to incentivize people and do that, but we don't want to just do it without having real results. And so I think a scaling prize, like Grover just mentioned, is still a way to reward all of you that are helping and adding without, diluting too bad. So that's really bullish. And again, I know a lot of you, like Grover said, a lot of you have been amazing with this and have been supporting the system. I know that a lot of you are tapped out, but we're hoping to get new blood in here, and that's another part of it. I mean, again, we're 100% not a Ponzi, but any good business needs users and new volume, new blood, new participants. So we're absolutely going to be doing that. As the market even gets stronger, we just don't want to spend all this advertising money right now, while Peg is still uncertain. In terms of people that are looking in from the outside, we want to be at Peg. We want to show that we recovered and how strong we are, and then we can pour gasoline on the fire.
Exactly, and so, I mean, like we've got LA at consensus at the moment, and I'm sure she'll be able to bring in some fresh blood. She's a saleswoman extraordinaire.
For sure.
But the other thing is, as a community, we can bring in new blood as well, not just by promoting EMP, but buy pressure is a really good way to bring in new blood. If people are seeing charts moving in the right direction, that's when people take notice and go, "Hey, it's time to jump in," and the FOMO starts hitting, and that's when we start getting our momentum back. And all it takes is just those little buys, just those little buys. I mean, like the amount that we have to buy, realistically speaking, to reach Peg is not much at all. And if everyone that's in Fusion was to buy $28, right? If everyone that's in Fusion buys $28, we'd reach Peg. That's nothing. That really is nothing.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. And again, I mean, the liquidity, the way we're managing it works both ways. So, we could have a God candle at any moment with that amount of buying pressure, and now we're right back on track. So I think people just
definitely with the liquidity managed how it is. If we got everybody buying $28, not only would we reach Peg, but would probably smash Peg and have the bots on there and making us a good amount of money.
Yeah, totally, brother. Well, and that's the other thing. I mean, we're going to talk about revenue streams that is, you took the words out of my mouth, which is perfect. I think that the issue was people were scared with the hack or seeing the less buying pressure, that we were somehow in trouble of not having enough money to support Fusion. But that is not the case. We have now put the vaults are now working in. We can put the treasury back to work in the vault. Obviously, like Grover said, we have the peg bot. When we do get to peg, we're able to initiate the peg bot, which will automatically buy or sell depending on buying pressure at peg. So that alone is a revenue stream, because if people are buying at peg, that goes right to all the holders. And then vice versa. If we get a little bit below peg, that money is then helped to stabilize peg. So all that will happen, as we roll this out. And then another massive revenue stream that I still think a lot of you are sleeping on is Universe Madness. So we have a big update after this AMA. In our next AMA, we also have the first unveiling of the in-game footage environmental design, and we've released what we're calling May Madness, where there's a leaderboard for those just like with EMP, if you stake the high roller stake, we're calling that Lord Vaultmore. And yeah, that's for the biggest stake of the week. And then you have Archmage Add a Lot, which is the biggest gainer of the week. So, and man, we got one guy right here, 1,000%. So, again, we're giving away $100 cash for each of those categories, and we should be able to start monetizing this game by the end of the year. And so, that will really help kick in when the market maybe starts cooling off. So, if we're at peak bull run by October, and then this Universe Madness targets Web 2 and all the retail buying, while the market is maybe going down a little, that means that we're always having a non-correlated revenue stream supporting Fusion. And that is the whole idea. I mean, we say it, but I still don't think people fully grasp. By having, EMP be the mothership and essentially owning a part of everything that we build and everything that we do, we are always adding ways to make money regardless of crypto or the market condition. So there will be a bear market, and I think that that's really when Fusion will shine even more so. While other DeFi protocols are not able to produce yield because everything is down, we have a lot of ways to produce yield no matter what happens. So and that's another thing I want to point out here in a minute. But yeah, do you understand? I mean, Grover, I think you get that better than
Definitely. And
anyone.
one of the revenue streams I'd like to personally point out, particularly in a bull, is people as you said, people get worried about the markets going down, etc. But we've got our own DEX.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter whether it's a bull or whether it's a bear. DEXs do volume. That's where the revenue is. I mean, like if people are selling, they're still doing volume, and that's where the revenue's coming in. Not in the price appreciation of any of their tokens. The revenue's coming in from the volume. So we can have a bear market, and that volume's still happening, and we're still getting revenue in, and that's going into Fusion, right? That's where all of the synergy of all the little bits are. I mean, like what we've got even now and looking into the future are some really solid projects and really solid coins. I mean, like NFA, but right now I think it's a prime time to be jumping into Grim Gold. We've got a competition happening. And looking at the history of what happened when we introduced the competition with EMP, price went up. Now, GG, it's got low. Its liquidity is not huge at the moment. I think last time I looked, it was around about 35K. The price range is fractions of a cent, so it's got the upside potential to go boom. I mean, really boom with this competition. So NFA. I know I have. I mean, I'd be getting some GG, some GG.
Yeah, absolutely, Grover. Again, man, we have a lot in store. I think people are still sleeping on it, and obviously we're not patient enough to hold from the pre-sale. We've just been really getting hammered with that. But now over the last month even, we've really reached the floor, and obviously it's available now on BSC and on Sonic through SwapX. It's actually a little bit of a better deal on Sonic.
The other thing is, I mean, like a large portion of the supply is staked. Right.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's a large portion that's not going to be sold because it is staked, and there's three choices, three tiers for 3 or 4 tiers for the stakes. So it's not going to be rapidly sold. Again, they are so those types of tokenomics are just so bullish.
Yeah, absolutely, Grover. And yeah, speaking of that, I think this is the wallet. Let me make sure. Yeah, this is it. So to Grover's point, 415 million BG is in the staking address. So that means 41% is locked up for at least 1 month. And I know a lot of those are at the higher end of 6 months to a year. So yeah, again, I think people just aren't understanding, and GameFi right now, admittedly, is really not a narrative. It's not on anybody's mind. We want to see blue chips run first, then DeFi, and then usually GameFi. So, but again, like we say all the time, buying at when people are forgot or are fearful or are overlooking it, that is really the opportunity. So, again, not financial advice.
Again, it's not financial advice, but I mean, like with that amount staked, I mean, like you're not looking at the coin zeroing out, all right? And
Totally.
the APR are very attractive in the stakes. So I mean, like personally, I've jumped in whole hog gone the year stake, and I'm very happy with the APR I'm getting, because I know that it's the price is, in my opinion, more than likely to be multiples of what it is now by the time it's ready to be taken out.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then one more highlight I wanted to show. We talked about a little bit on the last AMA, but this also plays into what I was saying in terms of what what people are going to earn in a bear market or a bull market, and this is EarnFi. I know. Again, we're 2 days away. This is a really cool project that I said it multiple times that we have even a few projects that we have released that we haven't really even announced or talked about. And technically, this is still in beta, but this is really cool. This is utilizing our AI tech. We have built a prediction market AI agent, which basically means it's a way to trade um, NASDAQ. So we're not even having exposure to crypto. Obviously, you have to still use ETH mainnet to get in and out. But this is really, really cool. I oversee the bot myself. So, I'm obviously monitoring the predictions if they are good or not. And, the only downside to AI is that sometimes without human overseeing, it can get a little crazy. But we've used a lot of the most profitable traders on leverage platforms and other data centers, and really have used that to train the AI. And then um, some months on the backtested data was like 30%, which again, obviously that's not a norm. But you can see we've run the scripts. This is a little video that shows you, and we will be sharing trades that is actually happening. So a lot of people have said, "Oh, it's an AI bot," when really it's just a Ponzi. But this is actually a real trading AI bot, and the vault opens up in 2 days. So when this timer hits 0, you're able to deposit, and then the projected monthly profit is about 6%. Anything we do above 6% is a split between the users and us as a protocol. So this will also be another revenue stream for Fusion and everything that we're building. So again, if you don't want exposure to crypto, this is a really good way to get involved and diversify. I mean, a healthy portfolio has a little bit of money everywhere, and so obviously, you can read all the details. We don't ever take out more than 1% to the downside. So there is risk here. Obviously, anything could go to 0, but we're really protecting capital the best that we can. So this is another really cool thing. We'll be talking more about it as we go. Like I said, technically we're still in beta. It's only been 1 month, but this month I think we're on track for about 12%. So make
And
sure
not
that
to
you
mention that that AI is going to be one of the huge narratives. It already is a big narrative, but it's going to be one of the huge narratives going forward from here. I mean, like,
Yeah.
AI is the way that it's heading for a lot of trade these days, and it's better to get in on the base level than come in half the way up or at the top.
Yep, absolutely, Grover. And yeah, I think with now that there is some certainty around the trade deals with Trump, the overall traditional markets are rallying as well. So we're hoping to take advantage of all that. So all right, awesome. And yeah, we'll talk more about EarnFi as we go. And I'll post the link to it when deposits open in 2.5 days. And then you have a total of another 48 hours after that to deposit or withdraw, and then it cycles every month. So, all right, awesome. All right, that really covers all that we have cooking. Again, I'm happy to answer some questions, and we have a really good.
I was going to say there are a couple of questions in there. There's one there from Mega Buddy.
All
right. Can we share? That's it. Can we share the profiles of those selling? We all signed Google Sheets when we swapped.
Yeah.
Yes, we could. Yes, we could. But the fact of the matter is, like, privacy with crypto is a big thing. And think about it if it was you. I mean, like, would you like us? Would you like us going, hey, this guy's and let everyone see that? It's just a privacy thing. We it's not something that we're likely to do. Yes, we are aware of people that are selling and that type of thing, and I'm sure I mentioned we do reach out and see if there's something we can do. They don't always accept those types of things, but we are aware of who people are.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've done everything we can. I mean, I know the major culprit right now has been a big supporter, and unfortunately, timing is just bad. And I've tried to do some OTC deals, but we just aren't in a position to negotiate further. And yeah, I mean, to Grover hit the nail on the head. We would never publicly shame anybody. And I'm still trying my best to work it out so that we can move on. But it is just the name of the game right now. And, we said it a little bit earlier, but we could design the most perfect DeFi platform the world has ever seen, but no amount of design and code will be able to prevent people from buying and selling. And honestly, we would never want that. It's just, we are purposely implementing the system that is best for everybody. And people don't realize that you can just sacrifice. They don't. Again, they're afraid that there isn't any liquidity by doing that. But that is the best way for the ecosystem, and we just have to reinforce it. Yeah.
Definitely, sacrificing is the best way. It most definitely is the best way, because when you're the fusion system, you could sacrifice. You could have a million EMP, and if you sacrificed them and then sold them all on the marketplace, you wouldn't dump the price. There's no way you can dump the price if you're selling your EMP by sacrificing and then selling it through the marketplace. And particularly if we can start clearing the floor, that makes it so that the people that are selling that, personally, I believe that some of the people that are selling EMP are looking at it and going, well, I get a better deal by selling EMP than I am going to get through the marketplace. But again, as a community, we can change that. If the floor price is cleared up to closer to the price per EMP that a sacrifice point is, then people going to go, well, it's hardly any different to sell in the marketplace than it is EMP, and we won't have that sell pressure. Again, I understand people are tapped out, but we all can do it. It doesn't really take that much to put that buy pressure on EMP and bring the floor price up in the marketplace. If we can bring the floor price up in the marketplace, then we don't really have to worry that much about sell pressure, because everybody will be wanting to sell in the marketplace if that's what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and then again, that this just goes to Neil's point as well. I mean, obviously, not only are there good deals on the marketplace for microgrids, but remember, when people are dumping EMP down in terms of price, that gives you a massive peg bonus. And now we're seeing a peg bonus that we haven't seen in literally months. So if you did, if you had EMP that you were holding liquid and still wanted to sell, then or I'm sorry, in sacrifice, you're getting that bonus, a massive bonus, with the price. That's a whole mechanism of the peg bonus, is that it further incentivizes all of you or new users to buy when the peg is low. So again, you are getting a bit of an advantage if you're buying and sacrificing at these levels, or sacrificing EMP that you were holding, to further DCA your stack point value into Fusion. So yeah, those are all really good points.
And again, on Fusion Watch, we have the relative multiplier on there, which is there to help you decide whether today is a good day to buy. I mean, like if that's relative multiplier in the positive, then because of price, because of Ethereum price or movement, it goes today. It shows you that today is a good day to buy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and shout out to Duke. He's in the house. Just talking a little bit about DeFi Llama. Another great tool. Yeah, absolutely. And we hope to have, once we finally have all the routing situated with DexFi, the actual Dex, the Dex swap, we will be able to hopefully route through DeFi Llama, and all the other aggregators, which will give us volume. Right now, we need to, number one, build POL, and number two, we need to enable the routing on DexSwap itself, and then we can definitely start, reaching out to aggregators for more volume. But yeah, great point. I love DeFi Llama. I use it all the time. If it's not a token on DexSwap, I'm using DeFi Llama to do the swaps. It's a great aggregator, and a lot cheaper. So cool. All right, who else is in the house? Oh, all right. So we got Scott, again, longtime supporter, asking, is there a crash course in to EMP? So yeah, this is an amazing question, Scott, and the answer is yes. LA put together an incredible, fusion for beginners video series. So it's on our YouTube. If you go to our playlists, there is about a 6 video guide that will explain what Fusion is, how we pivoted from the old economic model, and how to get involved, and what everything is, what a microgrid is, how it all works. So yeah, please check that out. And all of you too, maybe that's another thing that a lot of you that are here, maybe you need a bit of a refresher to really understand the power of Fusion. So I would highly recommend going to that. Again, it's on our playlist on our YouTube. So cool. All right. Is that it, Grover? I don't know if I see
That
anything
is.
else.
I don't see anything in Discord. No questions in Discord. Can't see any new ones there. I mean, like, to go on with what Scott just had to say, we've got some wonderful community members and mods. So if you do have questions, feel free to ask. That's what we're here for. So
Yeah, Duke asks, why am I bullish on Bangor? That's a good question, Duke. I like the team. I think what they're doing is great. They have a ton of liquidity. They're just doing everything right. So, nothing more than, we don't have any inside info. We don't really have a relationship with the team directly, but I just really like what they're doing. Another one I'm really bullish on. We don't really have any LPs for it, but I am a big fan, and that's Render. Render is a play in the AI space, essentially providing the power to drive AI. And so any kind of AI play right now, I think, is really bullish. I think the main liquidity for Render is on Sol. I'm not a fan of Sol, but I only am over on Solana for render. So yeah, check that out as well. Again, no LP unfortunately, but that's another token I'm really bullish on. And then one more, this actually plays perfectly. One more thing I want to show I forgot is
Maybe we should start putting liquidity on Dex Swap for all the tokens on BSC that you're bullish on.
yeah, totally, Grover. We once we have BSC up and running again, and even some synthetic or wrapped versions as well, we'll be doing a whole preferred vaults on what tokens we like for sure. But I did want to give a shout out to XRP Dex. So again, I was not a fan of XRP, but you can't argue with the exposure. And I thought, why not have some exposure with XRP and with a project that I'm really bullish on? So we'll talk more about this in the Universe Madness AMA. But this is a trading card game. It's actually a gaming platform. And they were the ones that helped us build our Telegram bot for Universe Madness, which, again, we'll talk about that on the next AMA and give a tutorial on how to use it. But I just want to shout out these guys. This is First Leisure. It's basically the only DEX on XRP itself. So it's a little bit hard to get involved. If a lot of you are interested, I can do a full tutorial, or you can just go to XRP DEX Telegram and they can help you on board. But this token also is finding a floor. The devs are great. They are some devs we worked with in the past and are building on XRP. So again, I've converted to the dark side. I wasn't an XRP fan, but if I'm gonna hold exposure to the token, I would love to do it through a gaming project, and this is
Not
it.
only that,
So,
with all of the legal proceedings coming to an end on XRP, it is very likely to start seeing some good movement.
yeah, absolutely, Grover. And again, I know in the current landscape, they're giving a lot of attention to American-based cryptos, and XRP is one of them. So yeah, I would agree for sure. So all right, man. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. We do need to cut it a little short, although we've already been an hour, which has been awesome. We have our first preview of our in-game footage of our environmental design for Universe Madness. We have a premiere at 8 p.m., so in about 20 minutes, 8 p.m. Eastern. Please join us over there. You guys will be blown away at what we're about to reveal. This is our actual in-game footage of the map or the arena that you play in, and I think it will really showcase what we're building. The game should be ready by the end of the year, and we will have our pack sale really soon as well, which is direct revenue for the game and then eventually for EMP. So please support everything that we're building and everything that we're doing. Even if you are tapped out financially, you can absolutely help support, socially. So, all right, Grover, any final words? Go ahead, brother.
No, I mean, I think we've said it all. I mean, I understand people are tapped out. Even if it's only a couple of dollars, I mean, like a couple of dollars a day, a couple of dollars a week goes a long way. And if it's any of the ecosystem tokens, we've got Mo Money, we've got GG, we've got EMP. There's GDEX, which again is another good one to jump in on. They're all sleeping giants at the moment. I mean, and when things are sleeping giants, that's when you dive under the couch, find a few bucks, and just put that little bit in. Put that little bit in because, hey, one, two, three, four times, 5 times, whatever what you put in, you're not going to complain.
Yeah, absolutely, Grover. And you're right. All those have that potential for sure. And even we didn't even mention Mo tonight. We'll talk about that next week. But now that the vaults are back up and running, we have the revenue coming in for Mo Money as well. So that should start looking good in the next few weeks as we're able to ramp up, the buy and burn on Mob. So yeah,
And we
lots
have
of
the competition for that as well.
yeah, totally. Yeah, make sure you guys are following Fusion Watch. We have a competition now for almost every one of our tokens, so it's a great way to get a little extra for helping support. So, all right, awesome. Well, Grover, thank you for joining me again. We all love LA, but it's always great to have a special guest on the AMA. I will be traveling next week, so again, may or may not have an AMA. If I get back in time, we'll be able to do it. So just keep an eye out on socials, and then we can, make it happen. Or I'll do a text update in all of our socials if we don't have an AMA. But then we'll be back the following week, and LA will be here, so we can get an update on how consensus was. And remember that we come to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Appreciate all of you. We'll see you over on the HVM premiere and then the HVM AMA to follow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. All right. Cheers, everyone. See you, Grover.
Yeah. Bye.